Welcome to the Dreams of Consciousness podcast. If you'd be so kind, would you mind introducing yourself?
Hello, my name is Maciek and I play guitar in Dormant Ordeal.
And how would you describe the music of Dormant Ordeal? Would you say that Dormant Ordeal fits pretty well in death metal and black metal, and maybe with a few more discordant elements in it?
Okay. That would be fine.
And do you draw a lot of influences from music outside of metal?
From outside metal? I think that I listen to a lot of classical music. I'm not saying that our music is connected to classical music in any way. We're not mixing it like, for example, Flesh God, Apocalypse. But I like to think that my arrangements might be similar to those well-known tracks of great composers. Now I hear it doesn't sound well, but it's this something's in here, you know.
And so Dormant Ordeal is based in Poland.
Yep.
I listen to a lot of metal bands from Poland, and a few of them have been on this podcast. To me, there's a sound that I personally associate with Polish metal and Polish death metal. Do you feel that there's elements of that sound to your music, to Dormant Ordeal?
Elements of Polish death metal. My main influences are from the US, actually. I grew up listening to bands like, this was the 90s, so Cannibal Corpse, Morbid Angel, Deicide, and maybe what you hear in our music, this Polish kind of death metal, maybe those musicians were also, they were also listening to these bands, and we have this common ground in here. Maybe it's something like that. I don't really listen to a lot of Polish death metal, black metal. I usually listen to those classic albums from the US.
Now, Morbid Angel seems to be a really big influence on a lot of Polish bands.
Mm-hmm. Morbid Angel is an influence for basically every death metal band, I think.
That's true too. But I mean, when I think of a lot of bands that came from Poland, Vader, Azarath, Behemoth, there's a very strong Morbid Angel influence on these bands. Do you know why?
Maybe at some point we all listened to Morbid Angel because it's probably them and Cannibal Corpse. I think these are two biggest bands in the genre.
Okay, fair enough. Can you tell me a little bit about how the band was formed and how you and the other two members met and decided to make music together?
At the beginning, around 2005, I think, there was only Radek, our drummer. This Dormant Ordeal was his bedroom project, and he recorded 2 demos. He played guitar, bass, did the vocals, and he programmed all the drums. But at some point, he decided that he wanted to have a real band. So I think it was an ad, online ad. I read and I got in touch with him, and I joined in 2008. A few months later, we found our vocalist, Maciek. And next year, we were joined by Kasper, our bass player, he's not in the band anymore for like 6 months, but he was a huge part of it for the last 12 years.
And you guys recorded your first EP soon after meeting, right? Now,
we recorded the first EP in 2009, I think.
Okay.
Yes.
So the music on that first EP, was that mostly songs that Radek had written?
No, these are mainly my songs. I remember I wrote the first, it was Your Mother's Slave, and this was like, I joined, and then a week later I already had this song written, and I showed it to the guy, to Radek, and some people that were at this point in the band, but this was, that was brief. And more to come. It's probably first 4 tracks are mine, and then the last one is from some previous demo of Radek.
Are you writing most of the songs for Dormant Ordeal?
I'm writing actually all the songs because I'm the only guitar player in the band. Now I'm also a bass player, so there we go.
And how does that usually work? Do you demo everything and come up with temp drums and then send it to the other members?
No, I actually write everything at home. I write all the riffs and about 80% of structure for the song. Then I meet with Radek in our practice room. I show him, I play him this new song. We talk about some directions, but it's basically his decision what drums he want to play on it. We jam together, and the first layer is made that way. This first layer, I mean the guitar and drums.
So you're doing all the arranging as well as writing the riffs?
Most of the arrangements. Sometimes we change something on the spot when we jam, when we play around those riffs. But it's, as I said, it's about 80% there when I finish the song at home.
So you mentioned classical influences on maybe some of your arranging.
Mm-hmm.
How would you say that differs from, let's say, a standard metal or rock format, which tends to be like verse, chorus, verse?
We also have this. We also follow those patterns. Verse, chorus, bridge, etc. But I try to mix these things. One song is, as we said, verse, chorus. Other song is like verse, something, verse, chorus, and it might seem, when you listen to it, it might seem like it's maybe chaotic, but it's very well thought from my side. And how does classical influences? I like this white sound. This when I pick the strings, I usually pick through all the strings, 6 strings at the time. I play those chords, those big chords. I like to layer guitars to try to achieve this maybe not orchestral sound, but some kind of orchestral sound.
So that first EP was the one that I wasn't able to find. How would you describe that EP in comparison to your later work? How would you compare the way that the band has changed since then?
It was maybe quite. It wasn't what we are today, that's for sure. As I said, there were these songs like Your Mother's Slave. This song is also on our debut album, It Rains, It Pours. Also, The Sinless is there, and Days That Didn't Make It is there. So it's this kind of music. We were just starting, so what can I say about those songs? They were quite restrained, maybe, in comparison to the songs we are doing right now. Something like that.
You mentioned that this band started as a bedroom project from your drummer Radek. Did you guys already have a good sense of what kind of music you wanted to make?
When I joined, right? That's what you're asking?
Yes, exactly.
This project that Radek has was more grindcore than... It was death metal mixed with grindcore. And when I joined, I took all the songwriting duties. So I exchanged those grindcore influences to black metal influences. So that was the moment it changed the most. And then I tried to expand our sound from that point.